You know that Sunday dread? Kind that shows up on Saturday and then is sitting in your chest by 4 p.m. on Sunday. You've been doing this for years. You told yourself it would get easier, and it didn't. Not when the workload shifted, not when the kids got older, not when you got better at managing it all. The advice, I love the advice, set better limits, rest more, take more vacations. And you already know that's not it because you've taken those vacations and you still have that Sunday dread when you come back. Stay with me because what burnout actually is and where it actually comes from is not what everyone is telling you. I'm Robin. I worked in corporate America for 20 plus years. I was a top performer at multiple Fortune 500 companies, but I left corporate at 50. And then I moved my family from California to the Costa del Sol, Spain at 51 with my husband and 2 teenagers. And what I had to understand first before any of it made sense was what I had actually been carrying. The invisible column. You negotiated your job, you knew your hours, your deliverables, everything that was expected of you. What you did not negotiate was the other column. The appointment you rescheduled twice, the school situation that needed managing at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, the group chat with multiple parties that required coordination and a judgment call, and the teenager conversation, the one that happened at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night, because that is when they talk, not when it's convenient, when they're ready. And if you're not there fully, not halfway, you miss it. Most parents assume that the load eases when the kids get older. Yeah, for sure the physical load does, but the monitoring load, that's just beginning. Where are they? Who are they with? Who are they actually with? What's happening that they're not telling us? Overhearing their conversations to make sure you're not missing out on something you should know. That's background process. It runs while you're also being number one in a division. And here is a part that is hardest to name. Don't you love when your teenagers, they critique every single thing you do, every word that comes out of your mouth, every way you look, every choice they can see you making, and you have to model what you hope they become, all while they're critiquing you 24/7 because they are taking everything in, even when they roll your eyes at you. It's definitely not the toddler years because that's a different kind of weight. As if us mothers need research to support what we already feel and know, but there is plenty of research out there to show that the household mental load documents that mothers carry the majority of it. Obviously, the majority of it, not the task themselves, but the management of the task, the mental load, the anticipating, the tracking, the holding. McKinsey's research, A Senior Women, documents this specifically. Women in leadership report burning out at significantly higher rates than their male counterparts, not because they couldn't do the work, but because they were doing 2 full-time jobs, and only one of them appeared on the org chart. I tracked my calendar once. I had 43 client-facing hours. I did not track the dental appointments, doctor appointments, the school events, sports activities, the teenager conversation, or the mental overhead of all of it. That column just doesn't appear anywhere except in your cortisol levels and possibly your sleep tracker if you're brave enough to look. So what happens when you do extremely well? You can outperform the room, you know the numbers better than anyone else, you close faster, you see the problems before they become problems, and you still find yourself outside the meetings where the decisions are made. This is a fun stat. So during the decade from 2010 to 2020, in the largest American companies, the S&P 500, there were more male CEOs named John than there were female CEOs altogether. Not named John, any name. Chris, Mike, David. I'm not telling you this to make an argument. I'm telling you because it explains the specific exhaustion of doing everything right in a room that wasn't designed to notice. The room that wants alignment more than truth. You have sat in the meeting where everyone in the room knows the direction you are being given is wrong, and nobody says so. I spent 20 plus years inside Fortune 500 companies. Every one of them had values on the wall, a mission statement, a declared commitment to customers, to the people, to doing the right thing. And eventually for private equity, where the annual growth target was 35%, delivered with a straight face. Every person in the room knew it. Every person in that room nodded. I came in believing the values on the wall until I sat in enough rooms to understand what was actually being rewarded. Not truth. Alignment. Not, here's what I see, but here's what you want to hear. Everyone's in preservation mode. Everyone is careful not to be the one who disrupted something. You cannot sustain that. The invisible column, the performance that doesn't advance you, the same way the rooms that run on alignment, without a cost. And the cost shows up on Sunday evening. And if this is the honest version you've been looking for, subscribe. That's how it finds the next woman who needs to hear it. The window. There's research on what women regret most in their 60s and 70s. The biggest regrets are not risks that went wrong. They're chances not taken, things not done, time not made for themselves earlier. Not, I wish I had advanced further. Not, I wish I had worked harder. But I wish I had made my life more about what I actually wanted before I ran out of the healthy years to do it. I left corporate America at 50, not because I had everything figured out, because I finally did the math on what staying was actually costing me. And the math wasn't in the salary. It was in those Sunday evenings. I moved to Spain at 51. Didn't fix the structure. I left it. And then I went looking for a different one in a country I'd never lived in before. And what I found was a structure that didn't require me to carry all of it, just to hold the baseline. I still have the teenagers. I still know where their passports are. But the room where truth is the wrong answer doesn't exist where I live now. And Sunday evenings feel a lot different. Not because Spain is perfect, because the structure changed. What corporate burnout actually looks like, it looks like the thought of it on Sunday evening, in the middle of the weekend that's supposed to be yours, and your chest already knowing what Sunday night is gonna feel like. It looks like outperforming the entire room and watching the room advance without you. It looks like being fully present at 9 o'clock on Tuesday night because you know if you're not, you will miss the conversation your teenager needed to have. It looks like sitting in a meeting full of alignment and knowing because you can see it, that alignment and truth are not the same thing. It looks like the vacation that doesn't fix it all. Because the vacation was never the problem. The structure was. Before you close this, one question. Don't answer it out loud. What would you do on a Monday morning if Sunday evening didn't feel like that? Not the responsible answer. Not the one that works for everyone else. Just name it for yourself. Because the thing you just named, that is where the conversation is actually pointing. If any part of you is wondering what it actually looks and feels like to step outside of that structure, I made a video exactly about that. Leave me a comment. What was the first moment you realized the Sunday dread wasn't actually about the job itself? I read everything. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I answer every single one. Subscribe if this is the honest version you've been looking for. That's how it finds the next woman who needs to hear it. See you next time.